Hey everybody, it's Doom here from Dungeons and Doom Biscuit, and I was just informed that it's Ooze Week for D&D, and there's a lot of YouTubers doing stuff, and I wasn't invited to do it, nor do I know anything about it. You might not need an invite, I don't know. But someone suggested that I, in fact, should participate in Ooze Week, whether I was invited or not. And I'm weird about that stuff, because I don't want to be like this dude that just does things. Like, I did Kraken Week without an invite, and I felt like an intruder. But I'm going to do Ooze Week because I had an idea for something I wanted to do anyways for my futuristic campaign. People have been recycling oil and grease, and people do it in their houses as like a side gig to make extra money, and it's not a clean or safe process. And sometimes there's just enough gross stuff in there that it starts to drive people mad and affect them and maybe genetically alter them. And with people that have been brought back to life over and over and over again over time, well, it creates a whole different issue. So let me put out my tobacco, take a drink of my adult beverage that I just opened. And let's get started. This is a Sandman Hero Click, and I thought this would be perfect. So what we want to do is we want to just get a mound kind of going in the middle there. And then we're going to mount him in there like this. We're going to pull it up a little bit and then push it back down and twist it. And that's going to create hopefully a nice seal that we can use. So let's talk about this situation. So this guy has been illegally recycling grease and oil in his domicile, in his world government assigned quarters. Oh, Shizen. Mistakes were made. And unfortunately, it had a negative effect on him. I'm just trying to get that glue to kind of come to the edges a little bit better. Maybe come over the edge a little bit if possible, but it doesn't look like that's going to be a thing. I'm going to get him stood back up in a good posture. So this dude's been illegally, mind you, very illegally, recycling and filtering grease and oil. And it has driven him slowly mad to where he started playing in the grease and oil, rubbing his fingers through it, putting it on his face, and it started absorbing into him and driving him more and more deranged. And then, because of how many times he's been resurrected with gene therapy and stuff, that did something that he did not foresee. It seeped into his weak genetics. And created a monster that he could not have predicted was possible. And now he is one with the grease and oil. He is one with the ooze. And this is a real quick craft. I have some metallic black here. You could get a dark silver and add black to it. But I have metallic black here. I'm just going to get a little bit in my tray. Oh, that's way too much. And I'm going to get a small brush. And I'm going to paint him with metallic black. And I'm going to do it thick, and I don't care if I lose detail. This Sandman Hero Click was perfect for this craft. I didn't have to really modify too much on it. We want a good thick coating. We want everything to be shiny and glistening. Really thick coat, though, is going to be crucial. Now, let's say the party is minding their own business, and a guy a vendor that they deal with says, hey, you know, this guy Dill that always brings me oil hasn't been coming around, so I don't have much. Tell you what, I'll give you a little bit of the oil that I do have left if you go check on Dill. So they go to check on Dill, and then he, of course, wants to absorb them into his oozy, greasy form. Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa. I missed a whole spot up there. So he attacks the party, and that's how it starts. Now we're going to dry that with the air gun, and then I'm going to do the base in regular black, so there's a distinction between fantasy and the real world. Because if you watch the channel, you know that's a big deal to me. We're going to hit him with the hot air gun. And we're going to do it on low. Because since there's hot glue on the base, it could make him lean forward or fall back, or most likely lean forward with the way that arm's shaped. And I usually clear coat these, and I'm not sure if I'm going to clear coat this one. Just for the simple fact, I have some black paint from earlier here. We'll just use that. Just for the simple fact that I don't want to take away from his gloss of that metallic paint. And we're going to come around the edge here, anywhere where there's no glue, up to the edge, and just drag that on. Get rid of any unwanted shine there, so it shows that that's part of the base where there's no terrain. And as terrain, I would say that's the oil and grease. So how do you run this guy in a fight? Well, the first thing you can do is anytime he whips his arm in a 10-foot area or maybe a small 15-foot cone, it could blind the people. If it gets on them, on their skin, they would have to roll a save to not start going mad. So each round that they are covered in this greasy, oily, recycled mess, they would have to roll some kind of personality, will, wisdom, intelligence, or whatever your system you're using, save to resist starting to go mad. And I would use like a madness point system for this. And once they got to 3 points, they would start transforming, and they would side with the oil monster, the grease monster, the ooze man, and start fighting their friends. If he actually hits you with it, you automatically fail a save. You automatically get all 3 points and start turning if he physically touches you with the ooze arm or any part of him. If he grapples you, you get 3 points. The save is higher. And ultimately, you can be cured through death. Yes, that's correct. The living ooze will abandon you if you die. And of course, in my new system, Tomorrow Comes Doom, the Dark Future, you get resurrected by a company called Me Too, where they just keep bringing people back because there's no reproduction. Now, if you become a grease monster, they will still resurrect you within a day because they think you're dead, because the chip in your brain no longer works. They can't register that you're alive, so they will recreate you, and you might end up fighting a goo version of yourself. So anyways, that was a fun one. That was an easy one. Please like, subscribe, share, hit the notification bell icon. Leave a comment if you could. I'd appreciate all that. And do me one more big favor. Check out the website and the Discord. Those are going to be linked down in the description along with a 25% discount code. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time, and happy Ooze Week.